There we go.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Fly Tying Tuesdays here with Carlisle Fly and Foul. Today we're tying this nice little, it's kind of like a Frenchy pattern, but this color variation that I kind of came up with, like to call it the Kiwi Killa. I don't know why I use just this lime green ice dub and that pink collar. Kind of makes me think of kiwi. So anyway, we're going to dive on in it today. I'm going to show you guys how to tie this. Alright, starting off with a size 16 jig hook and 3.3 millimeter slotted tungsten beads from Saluda Beads on here, and just using some black nano silk. This is 30 denier, so it's really small. But just going to start our thread here on the hook, bring that thread rearward, and we're going to tie in our tail. Using some fibers from a Coq de Leon feather here, I'm going to pull off about 4 or 5 strands. Just a couple loose wraps to secure that to the hook shank, and we're going to kind of pull that tail to length. A few more wraps to lock down those butt sections and cut that off close. And bring your thread forward to right behind the bead, and we're going to tie in some silver wire for the rib. I like to put that tag end of the wire up inside that bead, and then we can lock that into place. Alright, next we're going to come in with some pheasant tail fibers, and I'll strip off about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of those fibers as well. And we're going to tie these in by the tips, but the tips are super fragile, so we are going to trim off those tips close. And just attach that to the hook shank. Wrap backwards to right at the start of the tail, and then bring your thread forward just behind the bead, and we're going to make sure that we have this bead locked into place. And do a couple of half hitches here to save our work. Alright, just come in with your favorite super glue. I'm just using some Zap-A-Gap right here. It doesn't need to be anything special. But we're just going to put just a little bit of super glue on that body there, so that way when we go to wrap the pheasant tail, it kind of helps us out. So just grab your pheasant tail, and you're going to wrap the body. And I like to go the opposite way of my normal thread, and you'll see why here in just a second. Couple wraps to lock that into place and cut those off close. So the reason I like to do counter wrap with my pheasant tail is because it's much easier to tie in the wire rib in the same direction as your thread. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Wrap your wire rib here. We're gonna do a couple wraps to lock that into place, and then helicopter that off close. Okay, next we're going to come in with some dubbing, and this is like a dragonfly olive kind of ice dub color, but it's just a really neat green color. So we're just going to dub a small dubbing noodle for the collar here. Wrap that collar up pretty good. All right, now we can do a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. And cut that off close. So now we're going to come in with just some pink thread, whatever you have. And we're going to do like a little bit of a hot spot collar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I like to kind of count how many thread wraps I do on these hot spot collars, just to kind of keep me consistent with all my flies. So normally do like 5 turns to attach the thread to the hook, and then we'll do like another 4 or 5 turns with the whip finish tool. Seat the knot and cut that off close. And there you have it. That is the Kiwi Killa pheasant tail Frenchie nymph, whatever you want to call it. But man, this thing catches a lot of fish. That silver bead, that brown natural pheasant tail body is just really awesome. But this color combination has been really good to me lately. You guys give this a shot. Let me know what you guys think. But I appreciate you guys watching. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see me tie next. And we'll see you on the next one.